Welcome back to our channel, coin enthusiasts. Today, we're diving into a small but fascinating piece of American history, the 1972 Jefferson nickel. This 5-cent coin has a lot more to offer than meets the eye, so stick around as we uncover its story, design, and value in circulation. The Jefferson nickel, introduced in 1938, has been a staple in American pocket change for decades. Designed by Felix Schlag, this coin replaced the Buffalo nickel, featuring a portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his Monticello estate on the reverse. The design has undergone changes over the years, but in 1972, the classic Schlag design was still in use. The 1972 Jefferson nickel was struck at two primary mints, Philadelphia, which did not include a mint mark, and Denver, denoted by a small D to the right of Monticello on the reverse. In 1972, the Philadelphia Mint produced over 177 million Jefferson nickels, while the Denver Mint produced around 351 million. These high mintage figures make the 1972 Jefferson nickel a common coin, even in circulation today. However, as we'll see, conditioned plays a big role in its value. We see Thomas Jefferson's profile facing left. The inscriptions include, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date, 1972. Monticello is depicted beautifully with the inscriptions E Pluribus Unum, Monticello, 5 cents, and United States of America. Notice how wear and tear from circulation can blur the finer details, especially on Jefferson's hair and Monticello's steps. These details are crucial when evaluating the coin's grade and value. Now, let's talk about value. In circulated condition, the 1972 Jefferson nickel is generally worth its face value, 5 cents. Why? The high mintage numbers mean it's not rare, and millions are still in circulation today. However, if you're lucky enough to find one in uncirculated or higher grades, the value can increase. While most 1972 Jefferson nickels are standard issues, errors and varieties can boost a coin's value significantly. Keep an eye out for, if you're starting a Jefferson nickel collection, the 1972 issue is a great coin to include. It's affordable, readily available, and easy to find in decent condition. Look for coins with minimal wear and strong details, especially on Monticello's steps. Don't forget to check for mint marks and possible errors. Here's a fun fact. Did you know the Jefferson nickel is one of the longest-running coin designs in U.S. history? Its consistent presence since 1938 makes it a fascinating coin for history buffs and collectors alike. That wraps up our exploration of the 1972 Jefferson nickel. Whether you're hunting for valuable eras or just love the history behind these coins, there's always something exciting to discover. 1983 Jefferson nickel. This coin might look ordinary, but it has a story worth sharing. So sit back, relax, and let's uncover its secrets. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency since its debut in 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the obverse features a profile of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States. On the reverse, you'll find a depiction of Monticello, Jefferson's iconic Virginia estate. Now, let's fast forward to 1983. The U.S. Mint was hard at work producing billions of coins to meet the nation's growing demand for currency. But what makes the 1983 Jefferson nickel stand out? Let's explore its mintage and design. Let's talk about the specifications. The 1983 Jefferson nickel is made of a composition of 75% copper and 25% nickel. It weighs exactly 5 grams and measures 21 millimeters in diameter. These specs have remained consistent for most Jefferson nickels over the decades. The 1983 were a vibrant era for American culture and economy. In 1983, the Jefferson nickel played a crucial role in everyday transactions. People used it in vending machines, payphones, and for small purchases. Back then, a nickel had more purchasing power than today. Imagine getting a candy bar for just a handful of these coins. However, unlike earlier nickels that saw heavy circulation, 1983 nickels are relatively common to find in decent condition even today, thanks to their high mintage. So, is the 1983 Jefferson nickel worth anything today? For most circulated examples, their value remains at face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated and high-grade specimens can fetch higher prices among collectors. A 1983 nickel-graded MS-65 by a professional service can sell for around $5 to $10. If you're lucky enough to find a perfect MS-67 grade, the value can jump to $100 or more, depending on the market. Keep an eye out for any error coins, misstrikes, doubled dies, or off-center strikes from 1983 can significantly increase the value, sometimes reaching. The Jefferson nickel is one of the longest-running designs in U.S. coin history, only recently changed in 2006. Coins from the 1980s, including the 1983 nickel, were struck with durable dies, which is why they're often found in relatively good condition today. While the 1983 Jefferson nickel doesn't contain silver, its historical and nostalgic value keeps it popular among collectors. And there you have it, the 1983 Jefferson nickel in all its glory. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting out, this coin is a great reminder of the history and artistry in our everyday pocket change. 1998 Jefferson nickel. It's a small coin with a big history, one that's been in the pockets, piggy banks, and collections of millions of Americans. Let's start with the basics. The Jefferson nickel was introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel. It features a portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, on the obverse, and his iconic Virginia home Monticello on the reverse. This design, created by Felix Schlag, has become one of the most recognized in U.S. coinage history. So, what makes the 1998 Jefferson nickels special? Well, while it may not be a rare coin, its history as a circulating piece of American currency is worth exploring. In 1998, Jefferson nickels were minted in two locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Coins from Philadelphia bear no mint mark, while Denver coins are marked with a small D on the reverse to the right of Monticello. That year, a total of 1.2 billion nickels were minted, 609.1 million in Philadelphia and 566.4 million in Denver. Back in 1998, the Jefferson nickel was a workhorse in everyday commerce. From paying for parking meters to making exact change at the grocery store, these coins were a staple of American life. If you're a collector, you might be wondering, how? 1998 Jefferson nickel today? Well, in circulated condition, it's usually worth just face value, 5 cents. But in uncirculated or mint state, it can fetch higher prices. For example, a well-preserved 1998 Jefferson nickel with a mint state grade of MS-65 or higher can be worth anywhere from $5 to $20. Keep an eye out for special varieties or errors. Some 1998 nickels have unique characteristics, like die cracks, misaligned dies, or unusual toning. These errors can add significant value and intrigue for collectors. While the 1998 Jefferson nickel might not be the rarest coin in your collection, it holds sentimental value for many. It represents a piece of American history, a time when coins were a primary way to conduct small transactions. Today, as we move further into a cashless society, coins like these remind us of a different era. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1998 Jefferson nickel is a coin worth appreciating. It's a snapshot of history, a symbol of Jefferson, legacy, and a reflection of everyday life in the late 20th century. The 1998 Jefferson nickel typically holds a modest value due to its high mintage and widespread availability. Here's a breakdown of its worth based on condition and any special characteristics. depending on the coin's luster and strike quality. A 1998's proof nickel in perfect condition, coins with errors such as die cracks, double strikes, or off-center strikes, are rare and can significantly increase value. While not particularly rare or valuable in circulated form, the 1998 Jefferson nickel is an excellent addition to a complete Jefferson nickel collection or for beginner collectors. 1987 Jefferson nickel, one of the most circulated coins in American history. Stay tuned as we explore its design, mintage, value, and legacy. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of U.S. coinage since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the coin honors Thomas Jefferson, one of America's founding fathers and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. On the obverse, we see a left-facing portrait of Jefferson, while the reverse showcases his iconic Virginia home, Monticello. By 1987, the design had already become a classic, symbolizing the continuity of American ideals. This nickel not only carried monetary value, but also represented a piece of the nation's heritage. The 1987 Jefferson nickel was produced at 2 U.S. mint locations, Philadelphia and Denver. Here's a quick breakdown of the mintage numbers. Approximately 411.9 million coins. Approximately 441.5 million coins. Because of such high production numbers, the 1987 Jefferson nickel was widely circulated and became a common sight in the pockets of Americans. Throughout the late 20th century, from vending machines to payphones, this coin was everywhere. The 1987 Jefferson nickel maintained the standard specifications established in 1938. It was made of a 75% copper and 25% nickel composition, weighing 5 grams with a diameter of 21.2 millimeters. Even though the design remained consistent, the coin's durability ensured it could withstand decades of use, making it a workhorse of U.S. currency. To truly appreciate the 1987 Jefferson nickel, let's step back in time. The year 1987 was marked by events like Black Monday, the stock market crash, and the continued rise of technology. While these nickels were jingling in people's pockets, the country was experiencing significant changes in its economic and cultural landscape. Now, you're probably wondering, what's the value of a 1987 Jefferson nickel today? In circulated condition, these coins are generally worth face value, 5 cents. However, uncirculated examples, or those with pristine conditions, can fetch slightly higher prices, ranging from 25 cents to $1, depending on quality. Proof versions minted in San Francisco with an S, mint mark, are also sought after by collectors, often valued between $2 and $5. Key factors influencing value include the coin's luster, strike quality, and absence of wear. If you find one in your change, it's worth holding on to for its historical value. Did you know that the Jefferson nickel has been in production longer than most U.S. coins? It's second only to the Lincolnson, and while the design was slightly modified in 2004 to commemorate the Louisiana Purchase, the 1987 version remains a symbol of tradition. The 1987 Jefferson nickel may not be a rare find, but it holds a rich history in its design and circulation. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist, a reminder of the enduring value of small change, 1998 Jefferson nickel today, well, in circulated condition, it's usually worth just face value, 5 cents. But in uncirculated or mint state, it can fetch higher prices. For example, a well-preserved 1998 Jefferson nickel with a mint state grade of MS65 or higher can be worth anywhere from $5 to $20. Keep an eye out for special varieties or errors. Some 1998 nickels have unique characteristics, like die cracks, misaligned dies, or unusual toning. These errors can add significant value and intrigue for collectors. While the 1998 Jefferson nickel might not be the rarest coin in your collection, it holds sentimental value for many. It represents a piece of American history, a time when coins were a primary way to conduct small transactions. Today, as we move further into a cashless society, coins like these remind us of a different era. So, whether you're a seasoned collector or just getting started, the 1998 Jefferson nickel is a coin worth appreciating. It's a snapshot of history, a symbol of Jefferson, around 10 to 25 cents. Proof coins from San Francisco, which have a mirror-like finish, can fetch around $1 to $3, depending on their condition. Now, not all 1989 Jefferson nickels are created equal. Here are some things to keep an eye out for. Coins with errors, like off-center strikes, die cracks, or missing details, can be worth significantly more. Some error coins have sold for $10 or more at auctions. If you examine the reverse of your nickel, check Monticello's steps. A coin with fully visible and undamaged steps is rare in circulated nickels and can be worth $10 or more in collector markets. Finding full steps on a 1989 Jefferson nickel is tough because most circulated coins show wear. But if you're lucky, it's a great find. Let's take a quick trip back to 1989. This was the final year of President Ronald Reagan's second term, and the Cold War was nearing its end. In pop culture, blockbuster hits like Batman and Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade dominated the box office. It's fascinating to think that this little coin was part of everyday transactions during such a pivotal time in history. So, should you keep a 1989 Jefferson nickel? If you're a casual collector, it's a great coin to add to your collection because of its rich history. However, don't expect to get rich from a circulated 1989 nickel unless you discover a rare error or an uncirculated gem. My advice? Always check your change. You never know when a rare error coin or a high-grade nickel might slip into your pocket. Before the Jefferson nickel, the United States used the Buffalo nickel, which depicted a Native American on the adverse and a bison on the reverse. By the late 1930s, the dies for the Buffalo nickel had worn out, and the U.S. Mint decided to redesign the coin. The new design featured Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States, and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His home, Monticello, was chosen for the reverse, symbolizing his contribution to American history. The 1989 Jefferson nickel retained the same design that had been used since 1938, showcasing Jefferson's left-facing portrait and Monticello. This design stayed in circulation until 2004, when the Mint introduced new reverse designs for the Westward Journey series. The 1989 Jefferson nickel was minted during a time of significant events. Transactions used in vending machines, public payphones, and more, with over 1.1 billion nickels produced across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The 1989 nickel became one of the most commonly used coins in circulation during that year. Made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the coin was designed to last. Even today, many 1989 Jefferson nickels remain in circulation, making them easy to find and relatively low in collector value, unless in exceptional condition. In 1989, the 5-cent coin played a significant role in daily life. A nickel could still buy small items like candy or gum in bulk stores. Vending machines, arcade games, and payphones are often required nickels as part of their operation. Though inflation had reduced the purchasing power of a nickel compared to its early days, it remained an important part of U.S. commerce. The 1989 Jefferson nickel stands as a reminder of a transitional era in both U.S. and global history. While it may not hold significant monetary value today in circulated condition, its design reflects decades of American heritage. The coin's connection to Thomas Jefferson and Monticello ensures its lasting place in numismatic history. Transactions used in vending machines, public payphones, and more, with over 1.1 billion nickels produced across the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The 1989 nickel became one of the most commonly used coins in circulation during that year. Made of 75% copper and 25% nickel, the The coin was designed to last. Even today, many 1989 Jefferson nickels remain in circulation, making them easy to find and relatively low in collector value unless in exceptional condition. In 1989, the 5-cent coin played a significant role in daily life. A nickel could still buy small items like candy or gum in bulk stores. Vending machines, arcade games, and payphones are often required nickels as part of their operation. Though inflation had reduced the purchasing power of a nickel compared to its early days, it remained an important part of U.S. commerce. The 1989 Jefferson nickel stands as a reminder of a transitional era in both U.S. and global history. While it may not hold significant monetary value today in circulated condition, its design reflects decades of American heritage. The coin's connection to Thomas Jefferson and Monticello ensures its lasting place in numismatic history. Coins with these types of errors can be worth significantly more, ranging from a few dollars to over $100, depending on the rarity and severity of the error. So, it's always worth inspecting your nickels closely. In terms of market trends, Jefferson nickels are popular among collectors, especially those building sets by year and mint mark. Since the 2002 nickel is relatively common, it's a great coin for beginner collectors or those looking to complete a circulated set without breaking the bank. So, what's the circulated value of a 2002 Jefferson nickel? For most of these coins, the value is still 5 cents. However, if you find one in pristine condition or with an interesting error, it could be worth much more to the right buyer. Make sure to inspect your coins carefully, and who knows, you might have a hidden gem in your pocket change. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this. Let us know in the comments if you've found a 2002 Jefferson nickel or if there's a coin you'd like us to cover next. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.